we're gonna have 3, 9, B is 1, 3, C is 10, 2. And then we'll start, as soon as everybody's got it grabbed. Do you agree it looks like an acute triangle? Yeah, does yours look like a cute? Little cutie one. Okay, you got all 3 sides? Okay, I'm gonna do something up here a little wild, so look up when you've got all 3 sides. Almost done? Yep, Grace has got it, last side. Ta-da! Does it look cute? Yeah, I think it looks cute, don't you? Okay, so let's just watch up here. Don't write, just watch. Here's my triangle. What'd you do yesterday? You drew a median coming from the vertex to the, what's this point? Midpoint of the opposite side. Starts at the vertex, goes to the midpoint. Starts at the vertex, goes to the midpoint. Agree? Okay, so today we're going to start at the vertex. We're going to go to the other side, but we don't go through the midpoint. We figure out where it is going to be perpendicular to that side. Does that make sense? So if I put the altitude and the medians together and go through the midpoint and be perpendicular, then we go back up and we're perpendicular bisectors. So it's like this is the be-all, end-all job, and if I put these 2 jobs together, then it's a perpendicular bisector. So the median does just the bisecting part, and the altitude just does the perpendicular part. Okay, so we're going to start with picking one side again, and one vertex across from them, just like we did yesterday. So go ahead and pick, what vertex would you like, first color? Okay, I heard B. And I'm going to go to the opposite side, which would be AC. Would that be okay with everybody? No, what you should have done yesterday for median is you should have done the what of AC? The midpoint. But we're not going to care about going through the middle. We want to be perpendicular to this side. So the only way to check if I'm perpendicular is to use what formula? What formula is over there? What formula tells us if the 2 lines are perpendicular to each other? The slope, right? Because they have opposite and reciprocal slopes. So after you pick the vertex and the opposite side, you're going to go to that side that you chose, which was AC, and you're going to find the slope this time, not the midpoint. So A is the ordered pair 3, 9. C is the ordered pair 10, 2. So in order to find the slope, you do y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So what minus what on the top, everybody? 2 minus 9. Excellent job. Over 10 minus 3. A negative 7 over a positive 7 reduces to a negative 1. 2 minus 9, negative 7. 10 minus 3 is 7. How is negative 1? Agree? Okay, that's the slope of this line, or this segment of this triangle. Now, if I'm going to be perpendicular coming at it, I don't want the same slope. I want what kind of slope then? Yeah, you want the perpendicular slope. And the perpendicular slope to negative 1, someone just yelled what? 1, positive 1. So from B, you're going to use your positive 1 slope. So up 1 over 1. And make sure you're long enough and going in and out through that triangle. So from vertex B, use your positive 1 or your perpendicular slope. Up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. And you can dress up as a line or a segment, but with altitudes, ladies, I think I would be lines, because they need to be kind of long. And can you clearly see that my purple line did not go through the midpoint of side AC? Does it look like I even went through the middle at all? I think the middle would be around here. Do you agree? So the only way to be perpendicular is to come way up here. Now the most important mark right there is that right angle. One of them or two of them, I don't care. But the right angle mark has to be there. It's coming from the vertex to the other side and is just perpendicular. Okay, now what pieces of information do you have of my purple line? You have 2 pieces of information. What are they? The slope, which is 1. And what's the point that my purple line or whatever color you have goes through? What point does it go through? What vertex did it go through? B, which is 1, 3. Can somebody yell out the equation in point slope form? Y, excellent, equals, times the quantity, x minus 1, excellent job. Y minus 3 equals x minus 1, add 3 to both sides, y equals x plus, anybody? 2, very nice job. Highlight it, star it, circle it, whatever you'd like. Yeah, you did your first one. Every triangle has 3 altitudes, but do we really need to do all 3? No, we're just going to do one more. Okay, so we pick another vertex and we go to the opposite side, and you're going to pick vertex A. And we go to the opposite side, which is side BC. Okay, so the first thing we do is we do not find the midpoint. We are not in the median zone. We're going to find the what of what side? Excellent job. Find the slope of BC. What minus what on the top? Excellent job. What minus what on the bottom? So negative 1 over 9. Do I want that slope at all? Everybody okay on that slope, negative 1 over 9? Okay, what do I want then? What's perpendicular to negative 1/9? I'm just going to put 9 over 1, just in case somebody likes it as a fraction. Okay, so from what point, people? From A, where am I going? Up? How many? 9 and over 1. So I can't do that, but you could probably, right? But if I can't, where am I gonna need to go then? Down 9 and left 1. At least I could do 2. Is that the heat? And look, make sure you and your neighbor both have a perpendicular mark. Does that look good? Okay, so now I need to write the equation. What 2 pieces of information do you have? 2, just 2. You have the slope, which is what? Is it positive 9 or negative 9, everybody? Okay. And what point am I going to use to help me get this? 3, 9, which is A, which is very nicely done. Okay, so help me fill it in. Y minus 9 equals times the quantity. Excellent. Y minus 9 equals 9x minus 27. If I distribute that 9, then I'm going to do what algebraically next? Add 9. Y equals 9x minus 18. Star it, circle it, highlight it. I bet you could guess your point of concurrency, where the 2 altitudes meet. Could you guess it? I bet you could. I'm right here. Whoa, did you see that guy fly? What do you think? How many over? 2 would be right here. So I'm 2 and what? 2.5 and up 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 4.5. So let's see. What 2 equations do I set equal to each other now to find the value? X plus 2 equals 9x minus 18. I'm going to subtract x to get 8x. I'm going to add 18 to get 20, and divide, and I get 28. Now 28s can easily be reduced, correct? If you divide by, what do you want to divide by, 2 or 4? You want to go slow or fast? 4. Divide by 4, and I would get 5 over 2. Hey, what's 5 halves as a decimal? 2.5. Hey, we knew it then. So we have 2.5 or 5 halves as my first x value. Decimal fraction's fine.
2 and 1/2. Half is fine.
2 and 1/2 is fine too. Very nicely done. Okay, so then look, if x is 2.5, go right here. Plug it into this one. If I have 2.5 pizzas plus 2 more pizzas, I end up with 4.5 pizzas. Or 4 and 1/2 again, Madeline, or 4.5, whatever floats your boat. And so we have 2.5 and 4.5. That was a great guess we had before. The point of concurrency where the 3, we only did 2, but where the 3 altitudes meet is called the ortho center. Orthocenter. Ortho meaning straight, like orthodontics, orthopedics, orthocenter. We're coming straight at you. We are perpendicular. What do you think of the acute? Where did the orthocenter land in the acute triangle, everybody? inside. So right now, acute is in the inside. Ready to go? Okay, anybody want a picture? Okay, let's do the next triangle. We have right and obtuse. I'm gonna erase. So you good? Yes or no? Are we good?
Yep.
Okay, good. Right triangle is next. So draw a new coordinate plane. A is negative 4, 5. B is negative 2, 5. And C is negative 2, negative 2. Definitely label this one right triangle altitude. Then I'll wait till everyone's got their right triangle, and I put a little right angle mark up there. Negative 4, go up 5, yep. And then negative 2, negative 2. Again, when you come in on Friday, we'll have a 1-question quiz, and I'll have a couple of these right triangles in the pile. Okay, they'll be upside down again. How we doing on the graph? Good? Good. Got your little right angle mark in for the right triangle? Don't forget him. And if you're thinking, does anybody have a preference whether they want to start at vertex A, B, or C and go the opposite side? Anybody want to do it? Which one do you want?
C.
Okay, we're going to go to C. And then we're going to go to side AB. Is everyone finished graphing before we go on?
Yep.
We're good? Okay, what do we do with that side AB? Okay, we do the slope. So if I do the slope of AB, A is negative 4, 5, B is negative 2, 5. What minus what on the top? 5 minus 5. Holy cow. And then on the bottom, you have negative 2 minus a negative 4. So you get 0 over 2. When what's 0 over any number the entire world, other than 0? What's 0 over any number but 0? You get 0. But if you looked at it, isn't AB a horizontal line, everybody? So could you just know that the slope is 0? Now this is the hard part. What is my perpendicular to line that is perpendicular to a line that has a slope of 0? It's going to be going vertical, right? Because this is horizontal. So the only way to be perpendicular is to be vertical, and so the slope would be undefined. So you go, oh, okay, so I have to go back to vertex C. Now look, here's vertex C. And I have to go through vertex C and draw an undefined line. Well, if I draw a vertical line, I'm sitting right on top of one of the sides of the triangle. You're going to sit right on top of it. right on top of him. Good so far? What's the equation of a vertical line? X or just Y? Just X, excellent. Where does it cross the x-axis, everybody? So my equation, x equals -2. There's no point slope form. There's nothing when it's a vertical and horizontal line. Okay, so pick another vertex point, and then we'll go to its opposite side. What do you think? What do you want to do, A? Okay, so we chose A. And what is the opposite side, everybody? BC. Okay, now, what's the first thing you do with that side? You find the slope. Okay, now, you can do it by hand and do the ordered pairs, and you're going to get 0 in the bottom. Why are you going to get 0 in the bottom? Because look at this line, guys. This line is up and down. What's the slope of every vertical up and down line? You got it. So if you found the slope of BC, you would get undefined. If you did it by hand, it would be -2 minus 5 over -2 plus 2. So you get -7 over 0, which is undefined. When 0 is in the bottom, no way can it be. Okay, this is the hard part. Sort of doing the flip of this one. What the heck is the perpendicular slope of the undefined line? It would be a slope of 0. So a slope of 0. What kind of a line has a slope of 0? Which way does it go? Horizontal. But I've got to go through what vertex point? A. Well, my gosh, if I go through A and I'm horizontal, I'm sitting on top of the triangle again. Do you agree? No. Where do you, I'm on a purple and blue, where do your two colors meet? On B, which is -2, and this would be y equals 5 for the horizontal line. So you are totally right, -2, 5. Okay, so a right triangle, the orthocenter is found on the triangle, and in particularly where? Where the right angle is. So once you graph it, this on is so important. It's different from this on. This was the midpoint of the hypotenuse. Do you remember? This is going to be on, but it's actually going to be on the right angle of the original triangle. So this would even be less work than the right triangle of the perpendicular bisector. If you got a right triangle on Friday, once you graphed it and you found where the right angle is, that vertex is your answer. You don't have to do anything other than graph it, really.
So we just have this right, like, orthocenter equals
-2, 5. Yeah. Wouldn't that be nice? Okay, how about we stop right there? Does that sound like a plan? Okay, what did we do today? We did altitude, we did acute triangle and right triangle. So tomorrow we'll